Remember those days, those L's, I couldn't sleep right now. I get paid, vacay, I'm staying B-side. Breaking the blues over steak, I gotta eat right. You could be my peace sign. I don't need bad energy around me. I just need sun, you're so cloudy. I wake up good, you're so grouchy. Please get from around me. When the truth don't work, you start telling lies. Thought you were down to ride, you weren't down to ride. Caught switching, you were picking sides. Don't blink, caught slipping like a slip and slide. I was shooting dice till I got a nosebleed. Money on the floor, can't get cold feet. Took a L, should've put it in the offering. Lord, forgive me for my sins, don't know of me. Scary thoughts, I got scary thoughts. Lost control, now I'm taking charge. Breaking bills, friends breaking off. You could be the youngest, I'm the dawn. Kiss the ring, nah. In the scene like GOT. Stay awake, don't sleep.
Stay awake, don't sleep. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday. It is a Monday. Don't forget, tonight, Jen is doing Meatless Monday. We know what happens on Monday nights. If you've ever considered changing over to a plant-based diet, we got Vegan Knowledge, my beautiful wife, Jen, who will be on tonight at, I believe, 8. And she will, 7:30, 8 o'clock. We haven't created the stream yet. It'll be one or the other, but you'll know. But Meatless Monday, if you've ever thought about becoming a vegan or switching over to a plant-based diet, we got a good stream for you tonight. So, yeah, but welcome to the Midday Motivated, baby. I'm your host, J&J Reacts. Those of you who know me personally know me as Dawn, which is my actual name. J&J stands for Judd and James. So that's my wife's last name and my last name. We decided to keep our names. Passive healing. Okay, so what do I mean by that? You guys know that I have talked a ton about this subject because it is very near and dear to my heart. Because if you have ever suffered with PTSD, as I have, being a cancer survivor, you know that you live with certain fears almost every day. And we all have an innate fear of death, which we've discussed many times on this channel. But when you've dealt with a terminal disease, it's a little bit heightened. Or you've been somewhere or seen someone go through it. It's just a little bit heightened. You know what I mean? And it messes with your psyche, and it makes it hard to get through a day without at least at some point having a panic attack or fighting off panic attacks. Well, something that I've done, and I've talked about this before, that has helped me tremendously, and I will teach it and preach it until the day I am no longer walking this earth in this body. I'll still be walking the earth, I just won't be in this body. But, well, I won't be walking either, but It is subliminal healing, meaning your subconscious mind, right? Which is the one that's in the background, like background noise. That's the one that controls everything. That's the one that controls what you're really scared of. Whatever your mind is telling you, don't believe it, because your subconscious is in control of all of that. And you may think you're not scared of something, but deep down inside, you know, if something happens where you see something or you're triggered in any way, there's some deep rooted shit going on there that you haven't dug deep and gotten out yet. And for years, I didn't realize that I had PTSD. I thought, oh, I beat cancer. Yeah, baby, I'm done. I'm good. I'm gone. I'm out. Don't go to hospitals. I don't do none of that. But then I realized, you know, I was starting to have panic attacks. I was starting to, you know, sit in restaurants with my wife and just have a cup of coffee. And all of a sudden start thinking, you know, what if I wasn't here with her? What if something happens to me now while I'm sitting here in this restaurant? Like, and I would start picturing myself falling on the floor, like laid out, and picturing her panicking and trying to get help for me. I would picture the scenario. And what I was doing was I was manifesting. Okay, because when you start picturing something and it's backed up with a feeling, you start manifesting that shit. And I realized, okay, I need help. And I'm not the kind of person that, you know, wants to shell out money and go sit on somebody's couch. I truly believe, and not that that doesn't have merit, okay? Because hey, it is what it is. You know, if that's your route of to healing, then good for you. It's not for everybody, and it is for certain people that really need that. And I am certainly no healthcare professional. I'm certainly not a mental health care professional, but shout out to those who are. But I have been through some shit, and I have in the past, I would say 3 to 4 years, really, really, really done a lot of subliminal healing. And that has helped me tremendously. And the cool thing is, I don't need to pack up my shit and get on the bus because I can't drive because I'm legally blind. I don't have to have Jen drive me to an office. I don't have to leave my house. In fact, I don't even have to be awake. That's the cool thing about passive healing. Okay, and passive anything, passive aggressive, passive income. If you notice, passive is pretty powerful these days. And I've noticed this in the healing process. So what I do is I throw on, let's see, you know what? Tell you what, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to have to go out and come right back in because these pics that I thought I had, I don't have. So I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Thank you for your patience. I will be right back in. Okay, I am back. Okay, so dude, what is going on? Did I not save this? I don't think I did. Don't kill me. Oh my god, I gotta go back up one more time. Yep. But this one will be quicker. I should have already had this up. I apologize. Okay. Had to crop them in. Okay. Be right back. What is going on? Restream is glitching, y'all. What the hell's going on? Oh, I put them in the wrong spot. God, don't go legally blind. It really sucks. I tell you, it really does. I mean, I can see, but I have no central vision. So when it comes to details, it's a pain in the ass. But you guys love me. I love you too. But yeah, I put them in here, but I put them in the wrong spot. Okay, where's our overlays? Now I don't want logos. We want overlays. Right, there we go. All right. They're in. Now I gotta go back out. It's weird. It won't upload them if I'm in the stream. So I've got to go out to the background, to the backstage, and then come back in. Be right back. We're back. We're back. Okay. Okay, so what I was doing was I was loading this in, which you've seen before. But Dauchsy Meditations is a channel that's on YouTube. And this is what it looks like when you get there. And I wanted to put the picture up so that you can see the spelling of it, to look it up. And I always include a link in the stream. So there is a link to the channel in this stream. All right. So it's in the description of the video. And what Dauchsy does is he's got a channel where it is nothing but sleep meditations. And what you do is you put a headset on. I don't care if it's AirPods, Bluetooth, whatever you got. Just stick that shit in when you're going to sleep at night and listen to what this dude has to say. right? And I'm going to tell you, when you wake up, especially after doing this few weeks, you are going to feel like a brand new person. You're going to feel like your old self. And he has different choices. You can pick one if you're dealing with physical pain that deals with the body, because the body was meant to heal itself. It deals with physical pain if you're trying to physically heal. But most of them deal with mental anxiety, stress, and trying to get your mind to give you a freaking break so that you can overcome some of this stuff. Because we all know that our mind tends to be our worst enemies when it comes to self-healing, you know? It's not an easy thing to do to heal yourself. And if you don't have shrink money, what else are you going to do? Just sit there and be sick? Just sit there and just go out of your mind? No. So you got to do something. So I found this channel and I started listening to these affirmations at night while I was sleeping. Why? Because you have a gatekeeper, which is called your conscious mind. When you are awake every day, you already are dealing with thoughts, feelings, programming that has been put in there by your parents, by your friends, by television, by social media, by whatever you're surrounded by and people that you're around. You get programmed. All right. And it's been happening since you were born. You've been filled with ideas, which are files that are stored in your mind. And that's how you go about your day based off of these things that you've learned and or you think you know, and you feel some kind of way about certain things because how you were taught, right? And that creates your life, right? That you were programmed with creates what is around you from that point on, because that's what you attract, because that's all you know. But you can change it if you don't like it. And I didn't really internalize and realize that until I started suffering PTSD. And I realized that I had to be the one to make some kind of change. Why was I thinking like that? Because I could not get away from myself. You can't get out of your own mind. Some people can't get out of their heads. They are trapped in there like prisoners and can't get out. And if you get out, it's short lived. It's for a day, it's for an hour or two. Sometimes if you have a friend over, or you have your grandbaby over, or if you have, if you're watching a movie or something like that, you can get out of your own head for a few minutes and it's relief. And then it starts creeping right back in. And that's because you haven't dug into the root and dealt with it and then allowed it to leave you. Okay. That's what Dauchsy helped me do. Let me go to, what the hell is going on here? That's what Dauchsy helped me do. So I'm going to play a few minutes of my favorite meditation that I always put on when I go to sleep. And what I've done is it's a 30-day challenge that I've given myself. And I challenge anybody listening to do this for 30 days yourself. Okay? Challenge yourself for 30 days to get the proper apparatus, get yourself a headset if you don't have one, and throw this particular meditation on. If you go to his channel, it looks like this. It's called Let Go. All right. And just scroll through because it's one of his earlier ones and he has hundreds of videos. So just scroll on through until you see it. He's got a couple of them. Don't be fooled. He's got one that's got like a yellowish hue to it, one that's got like a blue hue to it, and then there's this pink one. And I think there's a green one. Okay, there's a couple different colors of this Let Go. You want the pink one. The pink one to me has been the most effective. For me, you might like the other ones. But for me, the pink one has been the most effective because it kind of covers all areas. And I'm going to let you listen to it. It's about 10 or 15 affirmations, but they cover a wider range of things that I deal with on a daily basis: thoughts, fears, feelings. And so I'm going to let you play it. I'm going to let you listen to it. And let me know what you think in the comments. There's nobody in the comments, but hey, I have a great imagination. So I'm talking to myself, and that's no different than any other day. So let's listen to Let Go.
Clear my mind. I clear my body. I allow myself to let go and start fresh. I let go of all worry and doubt. I let go of the past and begin anew. I let go so that I have a clear mind and open heart. My strength is restored. My will is renewed. I let go of fear and trust my inner guidance. I am safe and secure, so I allow myself to let go. There is no need to be anxious or worried. I allow myself to be at peace. I let go of the pain and suffering in my past so that I have the courage to take positive risks in the present and future. I release any stress and all worry as it is no longer needed. I open myself to new opportunities. With my clear mind, I open myself to the love and beauty of the world. I have clarity in mind and body. I am renewing my mind. I am renewing my body. I let go, allowing love into my life. I let go, allowing myself to love others as well as myself. I am grateful for my ability to let go and have a fresh start. I am grateful for new opportunities that are coming into my life.
Shout out to Velvy. I see you down there, honey. Welcome. We meet face to face finally. I saw your face earlier. It was so funny because I literally jumped into your live completely by accident. Um, because I tapped it because I was going to follow you, and all of a sudden my avatar comes up, which I was always wondering how to get my avatar on there. And I hit another button, and I was in the live, and you're like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm in here." All right, hey, what's going on? How you doing? But I was intrigued. I was hanging out there for a second and listening to you, and I saw the pluses, and I'm like, okay, so she's got like a live forum basically set up. Okay, wonder what they talk about. Seems like any and everything. It's just like a hangout. I'm like, okay, all right. You know, and I tapped the screen because I'm like, I'm going to follow this because I want to see this again in the future. I want to come back and maybe join one day. And today ended up being the day. So welcome, darling. Welcome. I had fun. I had fun. My ass had fun, right? Uh, Princess Sita, she wore it out with the ass. But thank you. You're a woman of your word. You showed up. What you just heard was something that I have used, I would say, probably the past 2 or 3 years now. And shout out to my lovely wife, Vegan Knowledge JJ. That's my wife down there with you. Hi, baby. She is working right now as we speak, so she can't chime in. Normally, she'll come in the stream. And I will also do that as well because I offer everybody the same opportunity you do, Velvy, to come in if you've got experiences with PTSD, if you're dealing with any issues. And I put up a link to where people can come in. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so there it is. You would just click the link and hit the Safari and come on in if you have something that you want to talk about. Okay. And shout out to the J Crew. We are steadily climbing. We're working our way towards 1,000 subscribers, and we are currently sitting at 590. Shout out to Velvy. She was 591, and I'm going to bring her in.
I'm going in.
Hey, baby girl. Come on in.
I'm going in, honey.
Go ahead, girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Nice to see your face, baby.
It's nice to see yours too. You would have seen it this morning, but my avatar was up and I haven't figured out some of the TikTok tips and tricks yet to get my face in there. I've gone live, but I've never had my avatar up. So, but hi.
Okay. Well, I taught you how to get your avatar up, but I'm losing my voice now because
Oh,
I've talked so much and I have bronchitis.
oh, I know. I heard you this morning say that, and you tried the onion soup, and that did something for you. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
I've ate onion soup the last 2 nights, and I'm gonna go make me some more for tonight.
that sounds good. That sounds good. I'm sitting here drinking my decaf.
Now, what was that you were playing?
Okay, so
I
that
need
was
some of that.
okay. It looks like this right here on YouTube. It's called Dauchsy Meditations, right? And
Uh-huh.
what I do is for years because of dealing with the fear of death and all that because of dealing with the cancer survival. And I
Mm-hmm.
realized we all have an innate fear of death, whether we admit it or not. We all don't want to deal with it. We don't want to know when it's coming. But I would literally, my wife and I would be sitting in, I'll never forget that Meoni's restaurant day. We were sitting in this pizza joint called Meoni's. And we, all of a sudden, I saw this ambulance go by. And I've told this story on the stream before. And I got scared that the universe was sending the ambulance there because I was getting ready to have a heart attack or something. Why I was thinking that, I don't know. But I
Panic
saw,
attack.
and I'm like, why am I thinking that? And all of a sudden, my heart started beating really fast because I was manifesting this shit. My heart
Yes.
started beating really fast, and I started getting real scared. And I said, Jen, I am having a panic attack right now. And I don't know what's happening, but I'm starting to shake. So, can we get this to go and let's get out of here? And she's like, you all right? And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. But I felt like I was losing my damn mind because these were
Yes.
starting to happen more frequently. And
And I'm going to tell you why. The more you worry about having a panic attack,
it
the
comes
more it
quicker.
makes you have one.
Yep. It
Because
comes
you
even
talk
quicker.
yourself into one.
Yeah. I hate that shit. I mean, it's like the minute you start thinking, nope, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And I'm a lot better now, but it would come rushing towards you, just like they said in The Secret. The more you think, I don't want that, I don't want that, the more it comes rushing towards you. And
Yes.
one of the things that I did was to help heal myself. And it's a learning process. I'm a work in progress. But I started listening to Dauchsy Meditation at night. It's a YouTube channel. And I've got the link in the stream of this video, in the description of this video. Okay. So
Okay.
if you want to
If
check it
I
out, the
can
link.
find it, because I'm new to all this. Your live stream is the first one I've ever been in.
Well, I feel honored. I feel honored. But when you go on that channel, this is what it looks like. He's got a couple different colors of them, and the pink one is
Okay.
my favorite. And if you listen to that, it covers a wide range of dealing with fears and things like that. But the key is this: listen to it while you're sleeping. And I
Yes.
tell you, because it gets past the gatekeeper. Your conscious
Yes.
mind blocks shit off and doesn't let you, because it has its own way of doing stuff. And if you go to sleep when it's sleeping, then you can hit stuff. Then you can hit the subconscious off.
Yes. My psychologist years ago gave me 2 tapes, and they're something kind of mind tapes. They can't be copied.
Okay.
You can It's acoustic brain research, is what it is.
Okay.
And it has you under the ocean and hearing the whales, and it's great. I
I
listened to it for like 3 or 4 months,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
just out of the blue one night, I woke up just bawling my eyes out.
Wow.
But after I quit crying, I felt like anew.
You were cleansing.
Yes.
Wow.
And I still have it's called acoustic brain research.
The funny thing is, I pulled something up similar to that on YouTube the other day. I just wanted to have some background going on while I was
Hmm.
working on some video editing. And I pulled up some whales because I'm a Cancer. We're a water sign. So I love
Yeah,
anything. I love running water, rain, anything oceanic. I
me
listen to
too.
it. And I had the whales. And it's funny you said that because it was really relaxing.
Yes.
But these
And do you know that tape has made it so when I do pass, I want to be cremated and I want to be put in the ocean.
I do too. I told Jen that. That's what I want. I don't want to be in the ground. I want to be cremated and sprinkled out over the Atlantic Ocean. That's what I
Me
want.
too.
Oh,
I have
wow.
already paid for my son a cruise to take me.
Really?
Hmm.
That's interesting. How the hell did you pay for it? What? I mean, do you know when you're going to die? How the hell? What?
No, I just paid for a cruise in advance. And if there's a difference, but when I do die, he said that he would just pay it.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
paid like today's prices, but if it's 25 years from now, there'll be a difference, and he'll pay
You
it.
can do that?
Hmm.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that for my wife. I said, go on a cruise, honey. Celebrate my life. Don't sit there and cry about me being gone because I ain't gone. Just my body's gone. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
You know what,
sprinkle.
Jason? I just thought about something. I'm sorry. You're not ready for a divorce.
Shout
Why am I not ready for a divorce? I think I have been for years.
I
out to
think you
Jason.
think you are.
Is that your hubby?
No. My hubby's still at work. He did come in earlier, though.
Gotcha.
This is just someone that I met, but I was talking to you,
Are you
and it
still
was just,
live on TikTok?
yeah, but it was like I was I was talking to you, and he had asked me this question before I started talking to you, and it was just like a flood that went through my mind.
Wow.
He thinks he's ready, but I don't think he is. I think he
How
needs
could
to
he
give
leave
it,
you?
not me, his wife. I think he needs to give it one more try.
Oh, wow. They're
And I
talking about
think
getting
I need
divorced.
to talk to her.
They're talking about getting
Mama,
divorced.
my kid is not a weapon.
Your kid?
Yeah, she likes to use my daughter as her weapon.
Well, that's not good.
That's definitely not good.
All the time.
No, that's not good.
Is it their
My,
biological daughter?
is it your biological daughter?
Yeah, the only one.
Yes, his only one.
You know,
And see, my daughter does that to me.
My daughter doesn't even talk to me.
My daughter doesn't talk to me either, but I still get them or her because they need a free babysitter.
I wish. My daughter's pissed because I moved
yeah, as long as it's
3
convenient
hours
for her.
away and she doesn't even communicate with me. And I have a grandbaby that I never see.
Yeah, she done that. She kept hers from me for 3 months, and I didn't see her.
It's been a couple years for me. And she's in the growing stages. She's just 5 years old.
Yeah, that's
And
how this one is.
yeah,
I don't understand it all.
I don't either. What's the point in that? You know?
It
What
hurts
is
nobody but the kid.
it really does, because we
Right.
can be a part of their lives, you know?
Yes. Well, you know what my thought is on that, Jason? Maybe you are ready, but you haven't because of the kid and because she holds the kid. And if you file for a divorce, they'll make both of y'all go to class. And y'all have to take a class about not using the child against each other. So it might be a good thing that you go ahead and file for divorce.
That probably is a good idea.
Yeah, because now in this, I don't know about his state, but in the state of Georgia, if you file for a divorce, they're not going to grant it until you go through this class.
What?
It didn't help my husband, and but
It didn't
he,
help Pedro and Chantel either.
yeah,
I
I
didn't
hear
see
you.
them make them go through no
Come on,
course.
Mama. Even talking to you, she fucking hates it.
What'd he say?
He said, even talking to you, he hates it. She hates it. She don't like
Wow.
you talking to me.
She don't like me talking to anybody.
Oh yeah, it's time to
Wow.
get out of there. It's time to get out of there, bud.
Yeah, you need to be out. Whether you want to or not, it don't even matter. You got to go.
For
You're
his
not
own
living.
well-being,
You're
it's
not
just
living.
good.
You're not living. Go.
Well, I told her, I did tell her space. You know?
Yeah, you need her to go. You need her to go, and you need to go to this website that this lady right here, JJ, has. You need to sit back and listen to it at night.
And clear your mind.
And clear your mind. This lady is on YouTube, and she does live streaming. That's what I'm talking to her. I met her this morning on my live.
Someone told her when I tell her no, it's abuse.
Where do they get that from?
Question or ask me to do something for her, and I tell her no, I can't, for work or whatever reasons. It's abuse.
She says if he don't do something for her, that somebody has told her if he tells her no, it's abuse. It's not.
That's crazy.
You do not have to tell your other half. No. That's not abuse. Go. Run just as fast as you can.
I tell her, let's try couples counseling, right?
Mm-mm.
She's got every excuse in the world not to.
You don't need counseling, honey. She needs counseling and you need to run.
I'm doing a lot of things that run ain't one.
Well, you need to run from her.
At the beat. I told her, I go, this boils down to money, right? How much do you want? Because let's face it, that's what it's boiling down to. It seems like boiling down to money. So I asked her, how much do you want?
Huh.
And I said that to her mom, she didn't know what to say.
I wouldn't either. So,
Is that what you're hanging on for, money?
do you listen to this at night too? Do you listen to that website?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't.
That's what I do every night. I've been doing it for the past 3-4 years, and it's helped me cure my PTSD, or at least deal with it a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I
I've
mean?
got a link, Tara, and I'm going to send it to you.
Thank you. I think I need.
I'll have everybody listening to it, girl. You just don't even know. My main goal when I first come onto TikTok, that way everybody will know. I do the houses.
Yeah.
I do the cemeteries.
I'll be right back.
Okay. But that's not what came on here to do. I have a daughter in Cocoa Beach. She's 41 years of age. She's homeless.
Oh, wow.
She shoots heroin and she chews up fentanyl patches.
The same shit that killed Prince.
Correct. And is killing more people all over the world. And my psychologist, she said, I don't supposed to tell you this, but she said, it's not if, it's when. She says, prepare yourself.
Yeah.
I said, how do you prepare yourself for that?
Yeah. Can you ever really do that? No, you can't.
She's like, I don't know. She's like, but that's the only advice I know to give you. Even with all my schooling, she said, that's the only advice I know to give you.
Wow.
So my goal was, I don't understand addiction. I took her kid from her, hoping that it would straighten her up. It didn't. It made her run crazier because she had the freedom.
Shout
Then
out to
I had
Becca.
my second daughter.
Becca and Jamie down in the chat. Hey, ladies, I see you down there. I'm talking to Velvy. I met her this morning on TikTok, and I invited her over to our Midday Motivated, and she is amazing. She got an awesome stream, and you guys definitely need to check her out. You come on every morning?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the shout out.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you. I had a good time over there, and I'll probably end up being a regular over there, and I hope you feel free to be a regular over here.
I think I will.
Yeah, I like you. Yeah, you're good people. I don't associate with many people, and I got the good vibe from you.
Well, good. My second daughter took and got hooked on meth.
Damn.
And I took her child. She did the opposite. Instead of going and running wild, she got her stuff together and got her kid back in less than a year.
Okay.
Then she had this one, which is 5. Now she's pregnant with another one, but at least she's not doing meth anymore.
Right.
But everybody tells me I need to go to all these meetings because I don't understand it. With my PTSD and my panic attacks and my bipolar and my OCD, which I have them all.
We
I
all
can't
got
go. I can't do it. So I started coming to TikTok hoping that I could talk to families of people that were addicted, and talk to people that were addicted, and talk to people that were sober now that used to be addicted, to try to understand it and try to help somebody. And I did help one person. She was homeless, 2 kids. She just got a job. She had no clothes to wear to the job. Well, I talked to the Salvation Army. They got her and kids clothes, and they paid for her a hotel for 2 weeks till she got her first check. So I felt like I had done something.
You did do something. Good job on that.
But then,
Hey, Mom, I gotta run. My dad's here.
okay,
Sure.
talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And I took and asked my daughter, I'm like, do you want to come home and try it one more time? Because I'd already put her into 2 rehabs. And she's like, Mama, I like my life. I chose it. And you just got to learn how to deal with it.
Oh, damn.
And I said, baby girl, that's where you're wrong. You chose it. Now it's my turn to choose whether I want to deal with it or not. And I said, I'm not. I said, don't call me when you're cold. Don't call me when you're sleeping on the ground. Don't call me when you're hungry. Don't call me and ask me. She called me one time and asked me for $200. I said, what for? For heroin. I said, you got me all messed up for somebody else. So then she calls her dad. Her dad's supposed to be clean and sober and working for a church. He goes to the preacher, borrows $100 and sends it to her.
Oh.
Knowing what she wanted it for.
He's enabling her.
Correct. And I was by buying her food. And I've only bought her food one time in 6 months now. Because I told her, I said, I ain't doing this. I'm done. I said, you either choose to have a life or you choose to have me out of your life. I said, because I'm not going to do it.
My mom was a functioning addict, and my dad, I lost both of them to drugs and alcohol.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's, it unfortunately, that is a situation that a lot of families are plagued with. I mean, that's what's going on in this world, man.
Yes.
That's the kind of world we live in now. It ain't Leave It to Beaver world no more. Everybody is addicted to something, and we are losing our kids and we're losing our parents.
Well, here's my thing. The people I want to help the most are the grandparents that are raising the children of these addicted parents.
My wife, her mom,
everybody does
actually took one in. She took a baby in of a family member that was addicted, and that baby is now 10 years old, and she's a beautiful young woman. She saved her from being involved in that.
Yes. Well, I did the same thing to my first granddaughter, and she's now 23 and have gave me 3 beautiful great grandkids. Wow. And she wouldn't think about being addicted to anything. She won't even let her mother meet her kids.
Really?
No, she don't want her kids to know or have anything to do with her because of that. She don't want that for her child. But here's the problem. There's no help out there for grandparents. None. You go to DFACS and ask for help, you know what you get. Well, if you can't take care of them, just turn them over to DFACS. We'll get them placed.
That's not the point.
So now the grandparents are too scared to go to them for help.
Right.
So they sit home with no help raising these children. And most of them are on a set income.
Right.
That's the ones that needs the help. They need to be, each county needs to have some kind of help for these grandparents that are raising these children. Because 8 out of 10 grandparents is raising one of their grandkids with no help.
It's so funny you said that, because for the first 8 years of my life, I lived with my grandmother. You know what I mean? While my mom was out doing whatever she was doing. You know.
Now, my hat's off to your mother for leaving you. My hat's off to my daughter for leaving her child.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least they wasn't going from trap house to trap house. At least they wasn't getting raped and sold, and and I thank God for that.
Yeah.
But all the times that you need the help and there's none there, some kind of movement or some kind of nonprofit has got to be started. Something's got to change to help these grandparents. Some of them are in their 80s and they're raising 5 and 6-year-old kids. And they know that their biggest fear is like my biggest fear, that I will die before I get them raised.
Yeah.
What, Tara?
Yeah.
Oh, Agent J-Lo came in, and Anthony Pollack and the Humphrey family.
Oh, okay.
Rebecca, you're saying down there, my aunt struggled, and she would use the hell. Wow, she would use the hell out of my Mima to enable her, and it was so sad because she wanted her baby to be taken care of, she wanted her baby to be taken, and she was enabling her. Happy, but we had to point out that wow. I mean, it goes on everywhere. And
there's one in every family.
Yeah. And there does need to be something, the government that we have, they cut programs and things like that. And what they need to do is start looking into putting money into programs like that. Instead of constantly cutting stuff, start looking into what is going on with the American people, because this is not the country that it used to be. We are struggling. We are struggling.
Bad. So that's my goal, is to try to find some way to start that. If nothing else, just in the county where I live. Mm-hmm. And if it starts here, like they say, build it, they'll come.
That's right. Got to start somewhere.
And if one county starts it, another county's going to take it up, and then another. And then maybe some of these grandparents can get some help without being scared to death about losing the child.
Right.
So that was my...
Is there anybody that you can write to, like a city official or something, or a county official?
I'm going to try that, but, really think about it. We got a president that, doesn't even have a mind, really.
Right.
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna try that and see where I get. Um, and I'll keep you informed.
Yeah, keep me posted because that's something that is it needs to be done. And if
Yes,
I can
ma'am.
help in any way, you know what I mean. I'll make
Yeah.
commercials for it or something. You know what I mean. I can do some video editing, putting making videos and putting them out there to as many people as I can about trying to raise awareness about it. You know.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. I'd appreciate the help.
Yeah.
I'll take all the help I can get.
I tell you what, with regards to the PTSD thing, that Doxy meditations helped me so much just to be able to let go and release and have that feed my subconscious mind at night because that gives me the strength to get through each day without having a panic attack. You
Yes,
know,
yes,
when I'm feeding my
exactly.
subconscious. Who we got coming in? I think it might be my wife coming in. JJ, Vegan Knowledge.
Okay.
I Let's see if we can bring her in. Oh, I don't know. She dipped out. Okay, let's try. She might be going through some issues there. Are
Oh,
you
here I
there?
am. Yes, thank you. I had to fix my sound as usual. It was in the wrong USB, and so you guys were coming out of my computer instead of my headset, which was gonna throw things off. Let me turn this down.
Velvy,
Hi.
she was listening to the show this
Hi.
morning. She was commenting in there with a Jen meet Velvy, Velvy meet Jen.
Hi, Velvy. I
Nice.
really enjoyed your live. It was like so I was hooked on it. I was like, oh, like I gotta go to work. I forgot. I was just listening along, and then every new person that came in, I was about to hang up. I'm like, oh, who's this? Let me see who this is.
Well,
I've never
thank
met
you
these
so
people, but I
much.
want to hear.
Thank you so much. I
You've got
just
a
get
lot
in
of
there with,
subscribers, right, or followers on TikTok.
well, I've got the little star, but I don't know how to use it yet or how to put it up. I'm not really computer illiterate, so I
I know I'm
might
not either. That's what we got to pay
boring
attention to.
your wife.
Right. I was just saying the same thing. That's what we have her for, right? I'm always calling her in here, like I don't know what's going on. I can't hear nothing.
I might borrow your wife and get talk through it.
There we go.
But I do have a subscribe button, but I don't have any subscribers at the time. I've only
Oh,
been on
I am
TikTok
your
3 months.
subscriber. Oh wait, I went on your YouTube and your TikTok, so you should have me on both.
Okay. Oh, whoa.
I
You
think the
done found
lives
me.
are fun, right? I'm like, I
Yeah.
love coming on and talking. It's really cool.
Yes, it
Thanks for
is.
coming on. A lot of people are scared to get up here and talk, so I'm glad you popped in.
Well, I would have been if I hadn't have done the TikTok 3 months ago.
Right.
You could. It took me a month and a half before I did my first live.
Did it really?
A month
Yes,
and a half.
I'd pop in people's boxes, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't let my picture down, and that's
Right.
how I started.
I know. I still won't. I'm not quite ready to do the camera. I'm gonna get it set up here. I'm gonna have to. I'm on my computer, so because my
Oh,
sound
okay.
on my phone is messed up, so I got to get the webcam hooked up. But that's okay. I don't care to anybody to see me without makeup right now. Anyway,
Hey,
I don't
I
need
don't wear that
makeup.
much.
I don't
I'm
even
in the
think I have
flesh.
some in the
Y'all
picture, but
don't
at
need
least it
no
looks better
damn
when
makeup.
I.
Well, from your
Y'all are
picture, you
beautiful.
look beautiful, so I don't
Oh,
see
thank
where you
you.
need it.
Right. I tell her that every day, Velvy. Tell her you don't
We
need
always
that.
other people always think we look better than we look in the mirror, right? Like
And then
we're always
she's
hard
got
on
this
ourselves.
beautiful smile up there.
Hmm. I know, isn't it a cute smile? I was like, "Come
Very
on,
much.
camera! Don't just show the JJ. We want to see you."
Very much.
She's so
Look,
passionate
I
about what
told her,
she's talking about. It helps to see that.
yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
and,
I
and
had some
I'm so
comments.
glad
Did
I
you
can
already read them?
smile. Yeah, I was reading them. And Jamie, I just gave you and Velvy a wrench. So you guys have wrenches. You guys are moderators on here now. So
Okay.
All right, so let me see here. I'm gonna read. Did you already read? Let me read these for you real quick.
Thanks
Jamie
for the
said
compliment, by the way. That was sweet. She got me blushing up here.
definitely. I love Velby. I was like, I want to come on too. I want to come on if Velby's on. Um,
Okay.
Jamie said sometimes you got to show tough love. My aunt had to hit rock bottom and have no one before she got it together. And
Yeah.
then Becca said, I know not knowingly enable an addict. I could not knowingly enable an addict. We struggle with it. My sister in law until she OD'd and died. I'm so sorry. She
Oh, I'm
Wow.
her
sorry.
baby and son. My mother in law had to take custody of them. Wow. And then she said her aunt also struggled and she would use um, her Meemaw to enable her. It was so sad because she wanted her baby. Oh, I heard you read this one to be taking
Hmm.
care and happy, but we had to point out that she was enabling her. And our aunt literally jumped out of the car while me and Meemaw were driving, yelling and cussing us out that we wouldn't take her to get drugs. Wow. I'm so
That's,
sorry that you guys
oh man, I'm
had to
sorry
deal with
about
that. And
that.
that's the thing a lot of times that
I
it's
got
hard
that.
because it's like you can't
You want
they
some?
be angry, but it's something that in so many words what we they can't help what's happening. So it's such a hard situation, you want to get mad, but
Let
it's
me
Because
get
something
they're
you
water.
have
not
to
in
get
their
help.
right minds. They're gone.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
it's, they don't know, they almost, I would venture to say, don't even know what they're doing. That drug
No,
has such a hold on them,
Mhm.
and they can't break free from it at the stage that they're in, that they're no longer your kid. They're that drug.
no, that you're right because my youngest one was just hell bound that I was not going to take her children. It
Yeah.
wasn't that she said I couldn't take her children. She knew the state was going to take them. Her thing was she was so mad with me, she didn't want me to have them. She was trying to get DFACs to put them in state's custody.
Mm.
Now, why
Rather
would you
than
want?
have you have them.
Correct.
What sense does
Anger
that
I
can
make?
will be
do
right back. Not
okay.
you.
Oh.
Not y'all.
It's like, what
I'm
sense does that make? You're a blood relative
correct.
that has a vested interest
But
in these kids.
she fought me tooth and nail trying to get these children or that one child into DFAC's custody. Told him I was on drugs, that I did this, that I did that. I had to literally go in and do a hair follicle test, and it was horrible. And then she tried to run me over with a
What?
car. Yes.
Oh Lord.
She literally came at me with her car, and if it hadn't have been for me pushing the child up against my house, which was brick, and stepping in front of her, she would have hit us both.
Wow.
And that was the day she was living with me at the time. That's the day I put her out.
I don't
And
blame you.
she became homeless and started sleeping in her car. And I laid there and cried because I knew she was in her car.
Yeah.
I didn't know what she was eating, and that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
I bet. When it's your baby
Hmm.
and you got to do that and you got to
Yes.
disconnect, and you never disconnect from the inside, you
No.
know. You never
It's
disconnect from the inside.
it's just like the last time we went to Cocoa Beach to see my oldest one. We had bought her a pizza. We met her at a park. She's homeless and she comes out of the woods, dirty, raggy, and you're talking about a beautiful, beautiful girl. She could have been a model. Cindy Crawford had nothing on her.
Really.
No, no, nothing. And one day I'll bring pictures and let you see what I'm talking about. She's just like a walking model.
Mm-hmm.
And she come walking out dirty and grimy and hair not brushed and skinny, and I didn't cry. She sat down and she ate, and some guy come out with her, and I went to leave, and it killed me to watch my child walk into the woods,
Wow.
knowing
I can't
that
even
was
imagine.
home. I cried from Cocoa Beach, which is an hour above Orlando, all the way to Georgia. I did not want to leave my baby,
I'm so sorry.
and she calls me, or she don't call me, she texts me every now and then and says, I love you, I'm okay.
Really?
And that's all she'll say. And that's because she called me on FaceTime one time, and she was all out of it. She was laid back in a chair, and some man was taking a needle out of her arm.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there thinking, do I stay on camera and watch my child die, or do I hang up? I had to hang up.
Oh.
I couldn't have watched her. And when I got it back together, it was probably 4 or 5 hours later, I called her back. I said, don't you ever do that again. Ever do it again.
Yeah.
And so far she hasn't. So we'll just see where it goes. But that's what I started my TikTok to do, is to help. But my husband has been sober now for 7 years.
Oh,
He's
good.
an alcoholic. And I'm very proud of him. And I will support him in any way possible.
Yeah.
If he wants me to go to a meeting, I'm hopping my butt in the truck.
I would too. I would
I
too.
mean,
They
I will.
have to have that support.
Yes,
know?
I'll walk in there proudly. Very proudly.
Because look, the fact that he's taking the step to get the help, that lets you know that he's not all the way gone. That drink don't have him to the point where he can't reach out and say, you know what,
Yes.
I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna
And
take back
he
control
was
of this.
drinking $300 or $400 worth of alcohol a week.
Wow.
And that's when we first met. And I didn't understand it at first because he pulled back away from me for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 8 months. And that's what he was doing. He was getting sober. But he was getting sober for him, not me. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was
actually
glad.
better. Yeah.
I was very glad that he done it for him.
Yeah.
And the next time he came to me, he was a different person.
He had to do it for him. Because if he
Yes,
had done it for you, what if you would have walked? What if you walk out of his life for whatever reason? And if he had
exactly.
made you the reason, then he would go
Or
Hmm.
he
straight
might
back to it.
resent you when he's having a rough day about it
Right.
too.
I
Correct.
did this for you, and yeah. So he
Yes.
had to
And
get
you're
within
treating me this
himself.
way. Yeah. It
Hmm.
Because
I know.
he's gonna be all right regardless.
Yes.
Because he did it for the
He
right
can
reason.
go. He can take me to a bar and drive
And
me
not have a
home.
drink. Yeah.
No. We went to Sturgis. We went to every concert there was. He never wanted one. He's like,
That's
oh,
all
you
it
can
takes is
drink,
one.
which I didn't drink, but he's like, you can drink. And I'm like, I don't really care for anything. I'm not really a drinker,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know? So,
That's how Dawn is. She's not really, she can take it or leave it. And I know
yeah.
that I definitely am the drinker in of the two of us. But I was gonna say, at first you can't, like, if it's something that you do, you might not understand it. But with smoking cigarettes, I got to the point where I can be in front of a room or in a room with people smoking cigarettes and it doesn't bother me. Now, 5 minutes after I quit or those first maybe even year, it would bother me a little bit.
2 years.
But at
two
some point
years,
you get to
four
that point
days,
in
and 7
Keep
seconds.
counting. Still counting. I
Mhm.
smoked for 6 years. I turned 30 and I started smoking. My mom said, "What the hell are you doing? You've been gone all these years and ain't touched a cigarette." I'm like, I smoked a couple at work and I like it. And I smoked till I was 36. I said, no more, I'm done. And walked back away from it. Ain't touched one since. And I'm 54 now. So
I quit like 20 something years ago, but what made me quit was a doctor. I asked for an inhaler. He gave me one. The next time I went in was 3 months later. I asked for another one. He said, I'm going to write you one more. He's like, but you need to do something. He said, you either need to learn how to effing breathe or quit smoking. And I
wow.
stood up and I was headstrong. You don't talk to me like that. I don't care what kind of degree you got. And he's like, just chill your heels, sit
Mm-hmm.
down, and tell me, how many times do you hit that inhaler before you smoke? Well, girl, my cigarette stayed out on the table on the wraparound porch with a screened in, and I kept my inhaler on top of my cigarettes because I would always hit it before I'd smoke.
Wow.
And I said, okay, it's time to do something.
Yeah.
And I realized how much it controlled my life. It
Yeah.
controlled whether I went into a restaurant or not. It
Yeah.
controlled me whether I had to go to the store before I went home. It controlled my whole life.
You don't
And
realize that until you get away from something that
yes,
the hold it has, because I remember saying that too, didn't I, Dawn, before I was like, the thing about cigarettes, and it could be like with me with drinking, it's more of like a after a night thing, like in the evening. But
mhm,
with cigarettes, the one thing about really being even more difficult sometimes, unless you're an all day type drinker, I think with cigarettes, it's in every little part of your life. When you get on the phone, like you said, when you get in the car, you know what
mhm,
I mean? It's not like you even have to not think about it one time a day when you normally get that urge. It's like every thing that you kind of do, and then you
yes,
realize afterwards, like, holy cow, wow, I was
You
literally,
guys
it was
know what we're describing, right? Who were we just talking about? It's a different thing.
addiction.
It's a different
it's
product.
still an addiction.
Yep.
We are those same people we just talked about. It's just different drug. That's
You know
all.
what? I was thinking
Just
too,
different
what
drug.
we talk about all the time on here. I think when we talk about like the negativity and the OCD and everything, if you think about it, our brain gets addicted to negative thoughts.
Yeah.
It won't let us
Correct.
break free of our own mind sometimes.
That's
No,
exactly right.
It's even that is part of addiction too. And sometimes you use addiction to get past those things.
correct.
Yeah.
That's the reason my youngest daughter done it. She was self-medicating herself.
Mhm.
You want me to cook you some rice, baby?
Oh yeah, I'll take some rice.
With beans and something. It's really good. It's like Mexican rice.
Mhm.
You
Look,
don't want
is
none?
that the
Everybody's
grandbaby?
trying to make me hungry today.
Mm-mm.
She had the
Oh,
cheese eggs earlier.
don't say that on Meatless Monday.
I know. Cheese
She
I
and
had,
know.
she had
eggs.
those just
She had
eggs.
a
I'm
double
gonna
dose
show
of
you,
the
Velby,
dairy.
I'm gonna show you all the dairy replacements and all the meat replacements. You're gonna be like, wow. We have a lady on my group, Lisa, and she started giving her husband Beyond Meat tacos, and he said these are better than how you normally cook them. And she was like,
That's
he didn't even
very
know he was eating the
surprising.
fake meat, right? It's
Oh, you
really
got to
so
try
good.
Beyond.
I was like, it even made my burgers taste better. I didn't have to put as much seasoning on them because they kind of doctor them up a little bit for you. But not that we were just talking about that. Not that all those processed replacements are good, but to me, it's better than the regular meat with the cholesterol and everything in it. So when I want that, it's better. But we'll
Oh,
go
wait
into
a
that
minute.
later
Jamie
tonight.
said Jess quit smoking. Uh, Jess quit smoking, and
Congratulations.
Good job,
she
Jesse.
needed a cigarette the other day, and it was like, whoa.
Well, this is the way I did it. When I got to that urge, I would light one and take one or two puffs, and I would lay it in the ashtray. So then I would go 7 or 8 more days without one, and then I would get that urge again. Instead of getting a new one, I
Mm-hmm.
would light the one up that had been sitting there that I had already lit.
And that
And was
works
it
for you.
nasty?
It made them taste so bad
Yeah.
that eventually I didn't even want them anymore.
Because you
That
were
was
letting
you
yourself
psyched
know
yourself out.
that your body could go longer and longer and longer. I quit one
Yes.
time for 3 whole months, and then somebody at work said, had like a pack of cigarettes or something, and I forget what had happened. Like somebody gave them to him or something. They're like, "Oh, I just want to, help me get rid of these." We had a little area outside, and I was like, "I haven't smoked in a while. I don't think it'll matter if I smoke one." And then every day, I was like, "You still got that pack of cigarettes?" And I took another one the next day at lunch, and the next
Yeah.
day, next thing I bought my own pack. I was back at it again, and I didn't quit until we met, which was what now, 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
Have not had
2008.
2008, haven't had one since, but I had to go. I couldn't even take one hit, puff, hit,
Yes.
whatever.
Now,
Freudian
my
slip.
sister, she quit on Wellibutrin, which is Zyban,
Yeah, I
which
didn't.
also makes it taste terrible. And you do the same thing that I do. You
Stop
take
because
the medication for about a month. Then you pick a day to stop. And you
hmm
go as long as you can go without one. And when it comes to the point that you just got to have one, they say light one. Smoke the whole thing if you want it.
because you won't
But
like
then
it, right?
soon as you put it down, you start over. And you make sure if it was 5 days, you make sure the next one is 6.
Mm.
And if you got to have another one on the 6th day, have it. But if you don't, go as long as you can go. But every time you quit smoking, the Zyban will make it taste worse and worse. Till
That's
it gets to the point that when you light it, it makes you gag.
Mm.
So, I'm trying to get my husband to do that one. And I've been very patient with him
Yeah.
because he's just, he quit one thing.
right.
So I don't want to just throw him into something else. Here,
Let him
the
do
only
it in his
Right,
thing you
own
got
right,
left
time.
right,
is
right.
cigarettes.
Right.
You got to get
Spoon
rid
feed
of
him.
them.
Spoon feed him, right?
Well, you
Let
said
him
that
wean off.
earlier. He had to do that for himself, so this will be the same way.
It'll
It'll
be the
make
same
him no
Yes.
thing.
better. Because I
I
remember.
had quit just before Jen did, a few years before she did, and I had already quit. And when it was the same thing, Velvy, I said, "Listen, I'm not going to pressure you. I'd like it if you quit smoking, but it's something that you got to make that decision for yourself." And
Yes.
she did. She actually weaned herself off of it, and she quit smoking on her own. And it helped that I was no longer smoking to add that temptation there. But I
Well,
totally
when I
relate it.
quit, I was working in a bar part time. That was the hardest thing.
How the hell did you manage to do that?
Well,
I don't know.
and
I do not know, girl.
Because ain't nothing but
But
people smoking in the bar.
well, not
yes,
now
Back in
anymore,
the
is it?
day.
Right.
not
back in the day.
anymore, but used to, that was all. I'm going to make you something. Used to, that was all it was
I remember
everybody
that
was
being a
smoking.
big thing when they took smoking out of the bars. People were like, "This is crazy," you know. That's
Shout
I'm
out
going
to
back
Jamie.
in there.
We love you listening to us, Jamie. Shout out
Thank
to
you,
you, baby girl.
Jamie. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Tell Jess we said hey.
Hey. Let me see if I can prop y'all up while I fix this baby something to eat.
All right, now we got a cooking show. Uh-oh, we lost her. I think she was trying to prop us up and disconnected us.
Yeah. But it's going on 2:00, so I'm about to get off of here.
All right, I got to get back on in there. I had only 1 to 2.
All right. Well, thank
So
you
that's
for
perfect.
coming on. Thank you
You're
for coming
welcome.
on. And
Thanks for
shout out
having
to
me.
You're welcome. As usual, shout out to Velvy for coming on and joining us today. And don't forget to click the link to Dauchsy Meditations and get your heel on. You know, listen to it while you're sleeping. You don't even have to do anything. And do that for a month straight, and you'll find that things will be different for you. You'll start waking up feeling like a new person. But shout out to Jess, shout out to Jamie, shout out to Becca down there in the chat, my baby vegan knowledge, JJ, and anybody that I forgot. Love you guys, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you tomorrow at 12:30.
Thank you for the healing. See ya.
Anytime.